Hello, everybody, and good morning. This is Javier Black. Wanted to give you my presentation. It's based on the first principles of instruction by David Murrell. Wanted to start out with the instruction by just talking about the different aspects of learning. And it's learning pertaining to real world problems, existing knowledge, which also kind of correlates with the foundation of new knowledge, learning as it applies to new knowledge demonstrated by the learner. And also, we have learning that actually kind of connects and coincides with new knowledge applied by the learner. And then we have the integration that's into the learner's world. Just some key points and factors pertaining to this particular slide regarding learning. Learning is promoted when learners first are engaged in solving real world problems. We're looking at the classroom as it connects to the real world and vice versa. Then also, learning is promoted when existing knowledge is activated as a foundation for new knowledge. So, existing knowledge, you can kind of say in so many words, is somewhat of an interlude when new knowledge actually comes into play within the classroom itself. We also have learning that's prompted when new knowledge is demonstrated to the learner. And then we also have learning that's promoted when new knowledge is applied by the learner. And finally, we have learning that's promoted when new knowledge is integrated into the learner's world. So I kind of want to touch bases a little bit on some principles and practices. So let's just look at the basic method when it comes to principles. First of all, principles are problem centered. They also kind of regulate themselves when it comes to task. And then there's also different task levels as well as problem progressions that are applied to principles and practices. So we have a basic, first of all, method that's pertaining to principle, and we also have a variable method that kind of connects from principle, or let's just say in so many words, it leads from principle to practice. So a practice is a specific instructional activity, and a program is an approach consisting of a set of prescribed practices. Now, I kind of want to get into the actual model as this applies to. And really, the center piece of this is the problem task, or let's just say the problem progression. So, just kind of reiterate a little bit on that. Some of the problems or whole tasks that learners must complete are very complex. And we have most theorists that would agree that solving a single problem or receiving little or no guidance is not that effective. So, to master a complex problem, students must first start with a less complex problem. So, in so many words, when it comes to the problem and the task, the lesser complex problem actually leads to the next problem that could be of a little bit more complexity, or the majority percentage of time, it is a little bit more complex to complete. We also have moving along here the outer elements of activation, integration, application, also demonstration. So, with activation, learning is promoted when relevant previous experience is also activated. So, we have what you have corollary. Corollary is broken down into three different categories when it comes to activation. You have previous experience, that's learning that's promoted when learners are directed to recall, relate, describe, or apply knowledge from relevant past experience that can be used as a foundation for the new knowledge. You also have corollary as it applies to new experience, which means that learning is promoted when learners are provided relevant experience that can be used as a foundation for new knowledge. And when it comes to the activation phase, you have corollary as it pertains to structure, meaning that learning is promoted when learners are provided or encouraged to recall a structure that can actually be used to organize the new knowledge. Kind of want to move on here. What I think one of the greatest examples, not trying to give a synopsis pertaining to um, how I relate or my opinion to this, but kind of stick along with the text and with the article, is that demonstration is really one of the most effective methods in the classroom to utilize. When you demonstrate to your students and when you show them problems and examples and how to figure them out, they're able to stay on course and complete the course requirements or complete the assignments that may be part of the prerequisite or, in so many words, part of the syllabus. So, in demonstration mode, it's pretty much pertaining to learning that's promoted when the instruction demonstrates what is to be learned, rather than merely telling information about what is to be learned. So, it's just not coming directly out of the textbook per se, but it's actually doing illustrations and demonstrations within class that really kind of helps to progress the learning tools that the student can apply, and it can help further advance them. So let's look at the corollaries when it comes to demonstration. So we have consistency and guidance. So learning is promoted under consistency when demonstration is consistent with the learning goal. You have examples and non-examples for concepts, demonstrations for procedures, visualizations for processes, and also modeling for behavior. We also have the learner guidance, which is promoted when learners are provided appropriate learner guidance, and it includes some of the following. You have learners that are directed to relevant information. You also have multiple representations that are used for demonstrations, and do you have multiple demonstrations that are explicitly compared? Let's move on to the application phase of this. So, application, it's learning that's promoted when learners are required to use their knowledge or skill to solve problems. So, this is the problem solver phase. Let's look at the corollaries that are connected with that. We have to look at practice consistency, diminishing coaching, and also varied problems. So practice consistency, that's learning that's promoted when the application is it's kind of more applicable towards the post test, that is consistent with stated or implied objectives. So it's information, for example, about practice, recalling or recognizing information, or you have parts of practice locate, and you also have name or describing of each parts pertaining to the problem. You also have diminishing coaching, that's learning that's promoted when learners are guided in their problem solving by appropriate feedback and coaching, including error detection and correction, and when this coaching is gradually withdrawn. Then you have varied problems. That's the learning process that's promoted through application when learners are required to solve a sequence of varied problems. So, just some examples and illustrations here that I actually put up as I pretty much described off of the article readings. And these actually have been created within the PowerPoint slides, exactly what activation and what demonstration is, and also what problem centered is. Finally, the integration phase, and I kind of want to touch bases on that, which is another piece of the puzzle. So integration is learning that's promoted when learners are encouraged to integrate, transfer the new knowledge, and also skill into everyday life. So these are the different corollaries as it pertains to the principles of instructions and the learning cycle. These are very instrumental, I think, not only in a face-to-face, but also within an online learning environment. Once again, this is Javier Black. Thank you very much for your time.